Live from Nashville, Tennessee, this is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, aspirational, international, keenly awaited, daily created, highly anticipated edition of the Afternoon Swing Trading Floor with your humble host, Jeremy Alexander Newsome, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. How is everyone? I hope you're doing fantastic, amazing, incredible, and tremendous. Tina Arnold in the building, Albert, Mike, John, Turner, Win, Schmitty, Martina, Terry. What's up, buddy? Pat said, super great week. It was so much fun. I'm actually back in Nashville. This is where I live. I'm in my studio. I got full on internet. I got my setup. This is all I trade with for the majority of the time. But yeah, I'm back. My boy Jeff. Hey, buddy. Brooke says, I'm ready for the weekend so I can study all that I learned this week. Yeah, there's tons of recordings out there too. If you happen to watch this recording, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here during the open house week. I do have all kinds of goodies to throw at you at the end of class or kind of in the middle of class as well. But my mission in life is to enrich lives, ladies and gentlemen. And if there's one thing I'm really, really good at, it is getting people into their purpose, whatever your purpose is. And for most of you, your purpose is probably interacting with the stock market, trading full time, traveling with your family, and being around the people that you love and giving more than you do right now. Type of 5, if that's pretty close, that sums you up. I think that's what a lot of us want. And maybe not every single person here. I actually did talk to a person earlier yesterday morning who really, really liked their job. They're like, dude, I don't want to quit my job at all. I just want to make additional income. I think trading is a fun challenge. I want to master it and I want to learn a bunch about it. I was like, that's really cool. Yeah, it makes tons of sense to me. I get it. So random fact, but yeah, that's the case. And I think if you're in that position, or if you know that wherever you are in life, everything that you want is on the other side of fear, on the other side of discomfort, and on the other side of unknowing. Everything you want is right there. And at some point, you have to pull a trigger and bet on yourself, whatever that looks like, to some degree. Betting on yourself doesn't mean quitting your job. It can mean figuring out the best way to ask for a raise, because you're pouring in more value into your work. You're bringing in more income, you're bringing in more sales, or you're decreasing expenses, or you're becoming more fast, more efficient, more effective. There's always a way to better your best, always. Today was pretty good for me today. Let's go and share the screen, and I'm going to walk everyone through what we got today. Quick question. Type of 3, if this is the first bull candle closing below the 10 EMA on the SPY. Yep. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do, and I'm going to play next week, is probably something like this. I'll anticipate just a little bit of a retest. And again, I'm still bullish long term. I have no fears about buying some of this position on the, on individual stocks. We know we need to pull back. Again, we don't have to go to 0. We could just hit the 50. But this is a 10 EMA setup, and I want to leave you with another good trade from this week, right? We could do something like this and do something like that and kind of trade down into that level. Something of that extent. Here's the Qs, and the Qs also took out the low of that bull candle, barely, but it did. And it also looks a little double topish. So again, not calling for the end of the world, just saying if you're day trading or, actively swing trading in and out type of thing, I think that there's probably some bear movement that you could have in that little range. And then once it hits the 50, start going bullish again to see if we bounce off the 50, because we certainly can. We don't have to, but we can. It'd be the 50 on the daily and the 10 EMA on a weekly. And then if we break that, right, play some more bearish movement, probably get stopped out on some bull trades, probably make some money on some bear swing trades, and so on and so forth. So the broader markets on the Q is a little double topish. The Dow Jones also 10 EMA candle. So I hope a lot of you know this strategy. It's very simple. First bull candle closing below the 10. So we engulfed that candle. So again, really any type of pullback at all on Monday. And it's at least a valiant attempt. I mean, just know that if you're playing something short here with a stop loss up there and you lose, I'm going to lose on that too. That's what I'm going to play. So it's all right if we lose a little bit, no big deal. Lose a little bit of money, win a little bit of money, and your take-home difference is that middle area. It doesn't need to be a lot, folks. It really doesn't. I talked yesterday about $600,000 a year. It wasn't yesterday, it was Wednesday. What if you're making $300 a day, 20 days a month? How much is that? Right? $300 a day, 20 days per month. That's $6,000. And I feel like that would really, really help a lot of traders here. If you're more in that ballpark, type a 6 into the chat pane. If you're like, dude, that's what I want. The 600,000, that's a little bit too big for me right now to comprehend. Maybe I'll get there one day. That'd be really sweet. But this $6,000 a month, that's $72,000 a year. I can kind of get behind that a little bit more. That is literally $300 a day, 20 days a week. So you're capturing some of these moves, right? You don't have to capture every second. You don't have to trade every day to make money every month. That can be an average. But just right here on the Dow Jones, if we pop in here to a 5-minute chart. Again, I'm not saying you got to trade a 5-minute chart, but let's just say you caught this from 351 to 350. That's $1. So if you did that with 100 shares, that's $100. Right? And if you played the bullish 10 EMA, let's say you played this up in here for $1, that's $2. And you play something else somewhere else, you lose a little bit, win a little bit, lose a little bit, win a little bit, make an extra $1. Like that's available. So anyway, there's just so much movement out there in the markets, and it's so fantastic. And I love interacting with it. So we do have a decent list of stocks today. Let's go look at Crocs. I'm still watching this one. We haven't broken down yet, which is fine. One of our traders, Ray Humphreys, bought herself some shares. So she's going long here, which again, makes perfect sense. This is the spot to go long. I'm only saying if we break down, that could be a spot to short. I'm not saying we will, but we did get that inside candle. So you should absolutely continue to watch Crocs here right at the 100 simple on the weekly chart, just for a couple of days, couple of weeks, to see if we break down, what type of movements we make, if any. And we'll find out how it plans out. So let me make sure that's on the list for Monday. All right, beautiful. Continuing with the party. Let's go to PTRA, Proterra. So another motor vehicle program. And I was actually looking at taking this 10 EMA bullish. I was going to set that up officially for you all today. But here's what's cool. I love this particular strategy. Nice setup, good volume spike. I'm going to continue to keep my eyes on this chart because we are getting some good volume spikes. But if you set this trade up with me, if you place this on Wednesday, did you get triggered into this trade? Yes or no? Nope. Is that okay? Is it okay not to get triggered in? Yeah, of course. Nothing happened. It just went down. We didn't lose. We didn't win. No big deal. I'm going to put this on the list for next Thursday because it's a transportation stock, and we'll keep an eye on it then. All right, Garmin, GRMN. I just bought a recent Garmin watch for the triathlon that I did. And I want to keep track. So Garmin, type in a 2 if you see how it's starting to come into the long-term averages on a weekly chart here. So this is overhead resistance. Earnings is over. So what I'm thinking about doing here is a iron condor. I'm going to go look for some premium Monday, but essentially probably like a bear call spread up here and a bull put spread down here for sometime in September. If you're like, Newsom, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'll teach this stuff for free, just in case you're wondering. So you can click on Real Life Trade More courses, click on the advanced class. It's free. I teach this stuff there. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be keeping a close eye on that because you got the weekly overhead and the daily below. So those two things are going to act as a little bit of a support to some degree. So a potential credit spread. Now, for those of you who really have no clue what credit spreads are, this particular trade is an option trade where I might get paid 20% return on risk to do nothing. I literally will sit back and go, all right, as long as this doesn't move very big one direction or another, it can literally do anything other than those two directions, and I'll make money. Pretty sweet, right? Not a bad strategy, but you have to know when to do it. There are times to implement it. There's times not to. One of my biggest things I didn't like the most about Online Trading Academy was they taught iron condors like the go-to end all be all, like this is all you have to ever do. And they didn't teach anything about the defense. And defense is a very important part of that strategy. So anyway, there's Garmin Wix. Now, again, multiple time frames, team. Practice that at some point this weekend. I love using my 100, 200. Those are my big main moving averages. I use those the most. Between all moving averages, those are the two I use the most on my swing trades and my option sales, because I will review them on the daily, weekly, and monthly chart to just see where they're at. So for example, here's the daily chart. Notice how the daily chart acted as a good support there, some resistance, resistance, resistance. Like there's some support there. So there's all kinds of stuff all around. But if I pop into a weekly chart, check this out. Meow. Type in a 9 if it's very easy to see how the weekly 100 acted as a resistance there on Wix. Now, who can tell me why that's important? The answer is because you could have predetermined, pre-planned, pre-thought about a day trading strategy, a swing trading strategy. If Wix gets up here, this is what I'm going to do. It would have been very easy to make that plan. You could have set up long time ago. It was like, hey, I'm going to short it at 102. I'm going to place my stop at 106. And look at this. You would have captured $7 a share today. And if you did that on 100 shares, you just paid for 2 days of your trading career. Right? If you're doing 100 shares of that trade and you made $7, you don't even have to trade Monday. You can take Monday off. Because if your target's $300 a day, does that make sense? I do that a lot, by the way, very frequently. If I have a good trade, I make some money, I buy days, because you don't want to buy dollars. You want to buy days. Your days are more valuable than your dollars. Trust me. So what this allows you to do is create, right? On Monday, you don't have to trade. Go create something. Go build something. Go sit out in the park for 2 hours with a pen and paper and just think, how can I provide even more value to my job if I'm currently working? Is there a way I can become better at my craft? As a reminder, I did work at Nationwide Insurance for 6 years. And when I was at Nationwide Insurance, this was 2006 to 2012, 2011, 2010, that type of time frame, I was starting to ask questions about my value. I started to see what I was providing for the company and what I was receiving. And here's a great example. I was in a department called the diminishment of value. And I saved this department, I mean, according to the records, $1 million in a year. From the lady who worked previously to me, I saved $1 million. $1 million. And so I asked the company, I was like, yo, dog, can I get some of that money? I just saved $1 million. You're paying me like, you know, what, 50,000. Like, give me 1% of my savings. 1%. What did they say? They said no. No. Now that was just simply, okay, one check, you don't value me. I have a certain value. I have a certain representation of myself. I have a certain thought of what I want, and you don't have that. Therefore, I'm going to change that. That's one strike against the company. Now, again, it was a great company. They just didn't value my value, the value that I value, my value. Is it making sense? It all comes back to this though, right? It can all come back to trading, because then imagine if you're trying to trade and work at the same time. Well, you just got Monday off. You just bought a day. Let's be fair. If you're trading and working simultaneously, you're not working as hard as you could. Okay. You are 50% in your work, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You're looking at, I mean, I'm just being realistic. There's no way you're getting after it. Okay. You're not slinging and banging, snapping necks and cashing checks. You're just kind of doing like you're alive. So if you buy Monday because you just made $700 and you go into work, could you close your computer, close your phone, and get after it? What do you think? Absolutely. 100% you could. Because then, I mean, you can just be so insanely productive because you do not need to trade that day. You've already made your money. You already bought your Monday. So Tuesday, fine, you can go back to doing what you need to do. And let's say on Tuesday, right, you make $450. Well, you're like, oh, that's a really good day. I can work a half day on Wednesday, like go all in hard in the paint until noon. And then noon to 2, I'm kind of half in, half out. Right. I got my email inbox. I got my phone on whatever, but I have my charts up and I'm going to try to make a little bit of money from 12 to 2 on Tuesday. And if you make an extra $150 on Tuesday, well, that's $600 between you guys see how this is stacking up? So on Tuesday from 12 to 2, you make an extra $150. Now that's $600. Now it rolls. Now it's an average. And then you're able to boom, go get after it again. That's how you create more value. It's all a mindset shift. It really, truly is. It adds up very quickly. Type in a 9 if I'm helping you, if you needed this. Because again, Wix, you got that. There it is, right? The weekly 100. And then here's your monthly chart. Monthly 100 is right there. I mean, that could have easily been a risk reward area of some kind, or you could have done a bear call spread up there to some degree, got into your bear call spread, protected yourself, like made some money as it traded sideways or chopped around and went down or whatever. All right. Apple and Amazon. Let's go check them out. So who here remembers on Monday, the first day of the open house, I said, and I quote, one of the big boys will gap up. I don't know if it's Apple. I don't know if it's Amazon, but one of them will gap up. Do anyone here remember that? Cool. Now, some of you took that as, oh, okay, let me get into some bullish positions. Jeremy doesn't know which one, so one of them has to do it. He just said one's going to. Doesn't know which one. That's fine. So I got into some bullish positions on Apple, and I got into some bullish positions on Amazon. Did I lose on my bullish positions on Apple? Yes or no? Yeah, I did. Okay, all good. I knew my risk. I lost 0.8 risk units because when it gapped down, it started fading a little bit. So I got out a little bit after open. So I got out. I lost 0.8. Okay, cool. But what happened on Amazon? Yeah, come on. Let's go. Right? Made 3 R's on Amazon. Amazon was nice. It was very, very beautiful. So if I make 3 R's on Amazon and I lose 0.8 R's, I just bought a couple of days next week that I can or cannot trade if I want to. And I will be trading. So I lost a little bit and I won more than I lost. Type in a 3 if that makes sense. Now, I gave all of you that exact same thought process on Monday. Just keep that in mind. You could or could not have used that to your advantage, but even if you bought shares, let's say you bought shares of both Apple and Amazon. Well, obviously you're up on Amazon, you're up 8% and you're down 4%. Is Apple going to recover from this down move? Of course. Of course it will. How long is it going to take? I don't know. A couple months, maybe 3 or 4 months, but it's going to recover. This is a beautiful buy the dip opportunity, in my opinion. And you're going to want to buy some Apple on this pullback. I mean, this big triangle you see in front of the screen, this is how I'm buying it. So when Apple gets to 180, I'm going to sell some 175. August puts. I want some shares of Apple. This is perfectly fine for me. This is a really nice dip. You had an extremely strong trend. The trend is very, very much bullish, and we're just retesting previous old resistance, new support. If I adjust the chart for dividends, right, it doesn't change a lot, but it changes a little bit. So you make some resistance around like 175, 180. But it's really nice. Really good little spot. So again, this is just my plan on Amazon. Oh, sorry, on Apple. You by no means have to follow it. I did not short Apple today. It's been a tough journey to short Apple. But when it gapped down to the 50, I can show you how you would have. So to be clear, I did not do this trade today. I did not day trade Apple or Amazon today. But notice when it gapped down, what type of gap was it? Bear candle gapping down. Bear candle gapping down, retest gap. So you're going to expect some profitable bears to buy to cover, right? That buying to cover will drive the price up. It'll drive the price up into a relatively easy moving average to pre-plan and predetermine. And you could have thrown in a limit sell around here or the stop loss, somewhere up here, and that would have worked. But you can see even the biggest sell-off was like right here, late in the day. That was really your best chance to actually make some money. My boy Chris, no way. Post your chart. I want to see it. My boy Chris Tom says he shorted it for an R this afternoon. Great work, brother. Well done. I'm hoping you went short here, stop loss like there, something like that. But that's fantastic, dude. Good for you. It makes sense. I mean, there was nothing stopping it. I don't know why I didn't play Apple today. I don't know. Wrapped up in other things, I guess. But it failed the 50. Very nice, which is that purple line. And there's literally nothing stopping it between the 50. It's going to hit the 100. It might take 2 weeks, but Apple is going to the 100. So buckle up. There's nothing stopping it between now and then. So day trade it, play some, bear opportunities. Again, it can have some retest. It can do this and get down to the 100, but it's going to get down there. So if you want some limit buys, and once it gets down there, I'm going to do all kinds of positions on Apple. Put sales, full put spreads, leaps, shares, debit spreads. I'm going to do all kinds of stuff. I already know it. I'm already playing this 4 months in advance if it takes that long. But this is how easy it is to make money. Right? Investing is not hard. I said investing, right? Investing is not hard. If Apple trades down to here and hangs out here, is at 170 come November, and then it goes back up to 200. Let's just say hypothetically that happens, which it will. That's a 17% return. If you have a 17% return on a large enough position, that can absolutely matter. Fair? Cool. Is Apple an unbreakable basket? For the next 10 years, it is. All right, let's see. Oh, nice. Yep, you did. You shorted that little candle. Good for you. You did a 10 EMA play. Well done. You're much braver than I am. Much braver. I would have had a larger stop. I hate losing. So me being so terrified of losing causes me to have massive stops and trade a lot less. So I would have shorted it here. Stop loss would have probably been up there somewhere. And then when this big bear candle comes in, I would have lowered my stop to there, knowing that really eventually it needs to be here. And I probably would have been able to hold for a little bit longer at that stage, because after this big bear candle comes in, you can most likely assume it's going to work. Get some dojis come in. So I probably would have, if I played it, I would have exited around there for 1.5. Yeah. So great trade, man. Well done. Beautiful work. Everyone type a quick C into the chat pane for our boy Chris making an R on Apple. There's a setup. That's very nice. It's cool too. If your R is big enough, you could take one trade a month. One high quality trade a month. And all right, cool. I'm done. That's fun. That's exciting. Okay, coach, to talk about Amazon. So I did smoke me some Amazon today. I did not day trade it, but I sold my position right there for 3R. Got lucky, but hey, I like luck. And again, this is the balancing act of the market. Apple gapping down, Amazon gapping up. I knew one of them was going to gap up. I mean, I told you guys that on Monday, but luck is a thing and I'll take it. So now what? Newsom, we probably have an inside day tomorrow, trade down to 134, 135, and then continue higher. That's what I think is going to happen on Amazon. In fact, here's Google. So this was the drawing of Google a few days ago. So far, pretty close. It's relatively close to what's happening on Google. And the general reason I kind of thought and took a guess at what it might do and got kind of close is because it's a bull candle gapping up. That would make that a retest gap. Make sense? All right, cool. Very, very fun. Sweet. Any questions on Amazon? Any thoughts on what to do from here? This is Google. Any thoughts on Google, Amazon, or Apple? Any questions? I know Victor wanted to know about a put sale. I do. I like a 175 put sale for August 25th. It's 2 weeks away. It's right here. I would not mind owning some shares there. I wouldn't terrify me at all. All right, cool. Sweet. Those are the three big ones. Before I get into Wayfair, and I will in just a second, I wanted to make everyone a very, very cool and slightly unique offer that I've never made before. I like doing this because it's fun. So here's the only offer. Here's the only pitch you're going to hear from me all week, all day. If you go to reallifetraining.com and click on mentoring and you scroll down, you'll see all the mentorship groups. This one's going to be in October, the next Tesla Titans. If you scroll down here for the one-on-one with me, right, you'll see it's 11 grand for 3 sessions. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's the only offer I will make. I'm going to increase this for anyone who wants to do this before Monday to 6 sessions. And I'll give you the all access pass for a year. And I'll donate $500 per person to the foundation. And if we get enough people, that will be able to save many, many lives on our next mission for aero recovery through Real Life Foundation. So that's the offer. 6 individual sessions with me, all access pass for a year. And for every single person who takes advantage of this, I'll donate $500 to Real Life Foundation so that we can pour into aero recovery and we can go save more lives. That's it. If you want to do all access pass, it's just $275, but that's already here. You know, $275 a month or $3,000 for a year. That's what you've been experiencing all week. If you want to be a full-time trader, surround yourself with full-time traders. Dan Jansen. I mean, did you guys see the trade that Johnny Guarco and Adam took today on DraftKings? Were you guys there? This was monstrous. Look at this thing. This is what Johnny and Adam and a few other people, Rock was talking about this. This is really nice. I mean, that is a 2R and some, like, that's very nice. Good job, Adam. Well done. Let's go look at DraftKings while we're here, while we're talking about it. DraftKings. Yeah. So again, nice gap up. It traded down into the 10 EMA. Overall trend was bullish, right? Pulled into some of those moving averages, started to slowly bounce throughout the rest of the day. Yeah. Nice looking position overall. I really like that. Ron says, can't do DraftKings on 8 cap. I don't think you can. No, but you can do that in your other brokers. You have another live broker of some kind attached to the broader markets. Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, TradeStation, Fidelity, Interactive Brokers, TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim. One of those. Yes. But that's truly my thought. I mean, type in a 1 if you feel that $275 a month is worth it for 140 hours of content a month. So you're paying me $1 an hour, $2 an hour. it's worth it. So if you want to pop into that, feel free to. And if you want to work with me for 6 sessions, get all access pass for a year, and donate to Arrow Recovery through Real Life Foundation, I'll post that link in the chat pane just in case anybody here wants to dive on that. Usually 95% of my coaching students, we normally take some trades together while we're trading. Usually works mathematically pretty fast. Wayfair. All right, here's Wayfair on a weekly chart. Now, Wayfair, our boy Arsenius was looking at this, and this was about 2-3 weeks ago. Big double bottom, really, really clean resistance. This one had a very nice gap. This is a large double bottom. Boom, 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 boom. It is. If you're looking at it and wondering, is that a big double bottom? Yep. Monthly charts, a double bottom, all the things. So now some consolidation, arrest, some sideways action, and then some continuation is totally reasonable. I would probably keep a pretty close eye on it trading up into the 100 simple. Okay, so there's the two big targets, weekly and monthly 100. If this trades sideways for, let's just say, another day or two, I'd be pretty comfortable with this little risk right here. Trading up into there. So 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. And then if it broke above there, that'd be the next little area that I could maybe catch something. So I'll kind of keep that on my list and watch it pretty closely. Etsy. Now, Etsy is interesting. Etsy just got absolutely pummeled, but Christmas season is coming up and earnings really weren't that bad. The estimated $620 a million, 628 million, they made so they beat revenue. They're reporting their revenue looks like it's increasing. Yeah, they keep beating top line revenue. It looks good. So all that means to me is I think it can go down a little bit more, 75-ish, but I think that's going to be a good spot to buy it. Good spot to buy, analyze, consider, plan, all the words. Oh, yeah. The 100 on a monthly is there. Oh, that's too easy. Etsy's giving us free gifts for Christmas. Watch what I'm telling you, team. Watch it. Something like this. Yeah, I'm going to trade that for sure. Okay, put that on the list for Monday. All right, Square. Now, Square just got absolutely ripped apart today. I did mention Square's on a gap down on earnings also. Don't know if anyone took that insight or not. But here's the 3-minute chart on Square. And this bad boy really just got beat up pretty bad. It would have been a little bit tough to catch a 10 EMA, but there was a 10 EMA in here somewhere. And then there was one right there for that double top. That was pretty nice. Type in a 2 if you can see it. I mean, you wouldn't have gotten paid a bunch. You'd have had to been a little bit aggressive on it. If you did your stop right, you would have held through this and then eventually got paid. But if you were super aggressive, I mean, all good, no big deal. You still would have made something probably. Brooke says, that's what I took. Nice. Send me your chart. How'd you play it? I don't know if you ended up winning on that or not, or probably took a small win. It's just going to be all about how you move the stop. Brooks, it scared me to death when it reversed. She's looking for her chart. All right. While Brooke is looking for that on the daily time frame, I mean, this is a really damaging gap on Square. But here's the good news. We played Square bullish right here. It made a decent amount of money together. That was a really good trade. So weekly time frame, I think I'm just going to keep this line here and draw another one. Clone and just bring this down to the bottom here. And I'm going to play this as a channel. Team, type into 7 if Square has ever channeled in the $55 to $80 region before. I can't I'm trying to think where it happened. It feels like, just trying to think where was the last time? I wonder if there's a time in the market where I could back trade and go, all right, let me get some insight on maybe some feeling on what Square might do at these levels, at these prices. Anyway, not important. Daily charts. Yeah. Nice little move. Interesting looking gap. I will plan for something like this. And let's just see how it interacts with this 55 level. You could definitely make some money between that down now and then. I mean, there's $10 between 65 and 55. So you can catch $1 or $2 in that range somewhere. And because Square went down, PayPal went down. So it looks like my boy Scotty might have to put away his shares, but he's very happy with that collar. He's very happy right now. This island reversal is still holding for PayPal. Man, PayPal is just getting scorched, and they continuously have pretty good earnings. Jeez. What is PayPal going to do, Newsom? I mean, I guess keep going down. I don't know where to, but that's why you got to have protection over earnings. I don't have any position right now in PayPal, and I've played PayPal 8 or 9 times over the last year, and almost always bullish. And I eventually squeak out a win. I'm not saying it's going to happen again, but I think if PayPal can ultimately make it back down to 60, I mean, here's the thing, team. It's gotten down there before and bounced. It's just all about risk and slowness, because you are trying to catch a falling knife. So when you catch a falling knife, you want to do it slowly with gloves, right? So you're not taking let's say you got a $60,000 account, you're not margining it and buying calls right there. That would be the dumb thing to do. But you could buy 10 shares, 10 shares, 10 shares, 5 shares, 3 shares, 10 shares, 20 shares, 50 shares, 100 shares, and then sell it. Could do that. All right, so that's PayPal. Palantir, Jason King. Without exaggeration, this guy is blowing my mind. He sold a covered call there. He's called the top on every single rotation on Palantir. He's made an extra $7 off of just covered call premium. Think about that for a second. Let's imagine you got 1,000 shares of Palantir. So your investment right now is worth 18 grand. Imagine making $7,000, $7, right? From covered call premium. How much extra income is that? That's $7,000 off of an $18,000 investment. There is nothing in real estate that can do that. Sorry. Not with no agents, no contracts, no clients, no paperwork, no phone calls, no emails, no invoices, no plumbers, no electricians, no contractors. And you're doing it from, he's on a cruise ship right now. Good job, man. Well done. Earnings is around the corner on this one. And I think it's going to have a small gap down on earnings. This close today was pretty deadly. It was. Closed below all of these lows. Didn't even hold for a little bit. So I'm going to put this on the list for Monday. Let's see what it does on earnings. Earnings will be fun to trade. I would bet on a gap down, though, for Palantir. It's just really high. That's the only reason I'm betting on a gap down. It moved 154% in 4 months. So a little bit of a gap down, nothing crazy. Small little gap down and then go from there. Win says his returns over 38%. Yeah, he's crushing it. He's doing great. All right, sweet. EXPI. Now, this is a fun one to keep an eye on. I believe it had earnings. Yeah, it's already had earnings, so those are over. And it's starting to recover. Here's EXPI. That is a recovery formation, team. If you want to know what a recovery formation looks like, here it is. We channeled, we broke out, we consolidated, we got above the long-term averages. This thing could crush. So if you got burned by EXPI, sorry, but don't cry about it. Happens. Look to get back in. This, I mean, this looks really pretty. Huh. That W pattern. Yeah. It does look good. Had a little bit of a consolidation. I would love for it to rest another day or two, but I'm not going to catch the breakout if it does break out. So I'm going to put that on the list for Monday, let it consolidate, and then play it long if it moves higher. Carnival Cruise Lines, we're in short, and so far it's working out a little bit. We're up 40 cents on $1 of risk. But I couldn't ask for better close than that. So are you in on Carnival with me? No? Okay. Well, I'm in. So we'll see if it goes down. Let's go look at Brooks trade. Brooks. Woo! Brooke Baker. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that stop placement, ladies and gentlemen. That's such a good trade. I love that stop placement. I do not think that's anything different than what I would have done, with one super small caveat. Would you like to hear it? It's not special. Only thing I would have done, I would have exited everything right there. Literally an additional 16 cents. That's it. Support. I'll take the gain. I love that stop placement. Perfect job. Brilliant trade. Literally, I would have had to travel in time to do something any different than what you just did right there. Do that every other day for the rest of the year, Brooke, and you're good. Your bills are paid. Seriously, it's not that hard. Find a good gap, find a good momentum, find a good setup, play it. Like Carnival, right? I mean, I think most of you already knew, hey, Newsom's pretty bearish on Carnival. And if you happen to pop over and you're only playing bearish trades, right, you would have maybe lost there, probably broke even here. And then meow, 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 meow. 7-7 if you see the 10 EMA. Because again, keep in mind, if I'm over here saying to you all, hey team, this is the direction that this is going, bearish, boom, I'm gonna get in bearish. That means you could pull up that trade if you wanted to and probably analyze it for bearish day trades. I'm giving you the direction. That's the hard part sometimes for trading. There's just so many setups out there in the world. I get it. You can't be in everything. And I didn't day trade that, but I'm in on a swing trade and we'll see what happens. And what if you're like my boy Win and you're only playing Tesla and that's the only thing that you're doing? Are you making money? I don't know. Let's go look at Win's trade on Tesla today and see if Win made money. Let's go look at Win's trade. Oh, he only made 3 Rs. Boo. Boo. Type in a 9 if you can see the small little bull candle. It didn't close below the 10 EMA, but it got close. And he's been looking at Tesla so much that he also knows that you got the 10 on the daily right here. You know, this is the pre-market high. You had 3 or 4 other setups. So this is like a 10 EMA style type of candle. That was it. That was this trade for the, was that your only trade of the day? 3 Rs and then go eat some barbecue? Wynn says, yes, 10 R's this week. Oh my gosh. Are you coming for my title of most R's in a week? That's awesome, dude. Go get it. I'm proud of you, man. Great trade. Great trade. But yeah, 10 EMA-ish. 10 EMA-ish. Oh, by the way, so I just talked to this guy, Puddin Sprinkles. His name is also Richie. But Richie, if you're looking at his charts and real life trading, he's up 5 R's this week. How cool is that, right? So anyway, everyone's kind of putting some wins together. Why am I saying this? Because this is a community. Here's what I've done. And I'm not going to brag at all, but Wynn has noticed that all I do is day trade Tesla right now. And I trade the exact same thing over and over and over. It's the 10 EMA, bull count closing below, bear count closing above. And I'm just repeating that like clockwork every single day. And he's getting annoyed at just seeing how much money I'm making. So I was like, you know what, maybe I should do the exact same thing too. But that can be with everyone, right? We can just stay in our lane and go, all right, this is what I want to do. I'm going to master this. I'm going to make money first and then complicate it later. Because eventually you're going to kind of see it and feel it and understand it. That's what being a part of this community is about. I get to see who's making money, how they're making money, and I get to go, you know what? I'm going to try to beat this person. Because let's face it, there's a beautiful blend of the stock market where you need to be a little patient. This is a hard part of trading. You ready? The hard part of trading is being patient enough to wait, but equally being aggressive enough to rip the throat off of a gazelle. It's a blend of those two. Watching paint dry and jumping off a cliff with a parachute. It's a blend. And I don't know how else to explain it other than, in my opinion, you should live in both worlds to a degree at some point in your life. You should taste what absolute zeal, passion, energy, angst, frustration, anger, and ultimate rage feels like. And then you should feel what like Zen Buddha, monks, resting heart rate of 35, breathing twice every 18 minutes feels like. You should have both. You should know both worlds. If you know both worlds, it becomes easier to participate in both. Type in a 7 if you can see how Tesla hit the 10 EMA on the daily chart today and kind of failed it. Right. So that was its overhead resistance. And again, we're on the A wave, so we'll get a B wave to some degree. It might be small, and we're going to get a little bit of a lower low. And I do think Tesla's going to fill this gap. And the truth of the matter is, what I'm excited about is if and when Tesla does that, I'm really hoping it gets down to 220, because that would just be such a great spot to buy it again and accumulate more. So if you're starting to buy some Tesla, beautiful. This is the time to do it. Down days, buy some shares. Do not let this be at 300 at the end of the year and me going, wow, you could have bought it at 220 and made $8 a share, and you didn't. So sorry. Start buying some Tesla. When the Cybertruck truck comes out sometime next year and people start getting deliveries around May, that's going to give this nice little surge. All right, Walmart. It's Walmart. At all-time highs, largest retailer in the world, largest revenue company in the world. It's out of resistance. Don't buy it here unless you're going to be in a bullish gamble over earnings, which case that's fine. Get into some calls or some shares and buy it back down here at 150. This would be a good one to sell puts on at 150. Get some ownership of some stock if it comes back down there. Northrop Grumman. Good old Northrop. So Northrop is having a little bit of a battle right now. Northrop is battling the 100 simple on the weekly chart, but it just closed below it. Just closed below it. So that's going to be a little on the weaker side. Now, if you're buying Northrop Grumman here long-term and just adding some shares, is this a good spot? Of course. But that's going to be a very slow, very boring strategy, which is fine. Yeah, no big deal, whatever. It could ultimately come back down to 385. I think that's very realistic, very possible. If I was in Northrop Grumman right now, I'd be getting into bear call spreads on up days, probably up here somewhere. And then after 4 or 5 big down days in a row, I'd get into some bull put spreads down here, probably for September, create an iron condor and get paid to let it do nothing. That's what I would do. Netflix hanging out. The weekly 200 right in front of our face. And that's going to be a support level. The next pullback into that support level, look to buy it or sell some puts below here. That's what I'm going to do. If and when it gives me one of those again, I'll get into some bullish positions down here and I'll day trade that level as well. But this is a nice high wave indecision type of candle. Monday or Tuesday could make for a very fun day. And this is a decent bearish gap on Netflix. So I do expect a little bit of bearishness to possibly come in. Raytheon. So I got 2 perspectives on Raytheon. This aggressive swing trade, which is not going to work for me. But don't cry about that. It's perfectly fine. Just going to draw this over. So we'll drop down, we'll retest, we'll go down into here. I'll get into another swing trade and I'll also get into a bull put spread here soon. On Raytheon, here's the weekly chart. We're right on top of the 200 simple on a weekly. So this is the spot to be watching it. And again, I'm not upset about this one. I'm in long shares right now, Win. And I'm going to get stopped out here in just a second, probably Monday or Tuesday, unless it bounces. My stop is at 83.50. But I will get into some put sales, bull put spreads, and then I'll get into some shares and some calls if it trades down to 81. But yeah, long term, I mean, this is a very, very nice hammer. It's a big gap. Raytheon will fill this gap before the end of the year. So that's what I'm going to bank on. So yeah, I'll keep that on my list. We'll watch it. I'll put it on the list for Thursday of next week. And I'll keep you all posted on what I'm going to do on that. And last but not least, for me is Umbrella. Oh, wow. Umbrella is right on top of its daily moving averages. That's fascinating. Weekly chart looks bearish. Monthly chart, the 100 is right here. So that would be a target and or a spot to bail. Yeah, that's a nice looking trade. Whoever requested Umbrella, I would say short here. Stop right there. Target right there. There you go. I'll put them on the list for Monday. If it still looks as good, I'll make that official. Brooke says, I wrote down what you said Monday, that if Tesla does not break 250 in the next couple of weeks, then it'll hit 300 by the end of the year. Even if it doesn't, that'll be fun, especially when the Cybertruck starts flying off the lots. Yes, but it does look like it's going to break 250. It's getting very, very close. I mean, it technically broke it 2 days ago, but yeah, it's most likely going to break it next week. So I'm down for it to hit 300, and it will. But if it breaks 250, it could be, you know, February, April timeframe. But yeah, oh yeah, if it breaks 250, it's still going to be fun. We'll definitely have a fun ride on it either way. Wayne says, I doubt a Cybertruck will see a lot for the first year. Oh, we're not going to see many. No, we might see a couple dozen. If any come out this year, it'll be to employees, you know, friends of friends, something like that. Craig, it's not going to happen. We already have our wager. It's fine. We already have the date. Not a big deal. Awesome team. Does anyone else have any questions for me? Anything I can help you with, assist you with? I don't know why my camera switched, but that's okay. Brooke says you have one on pre-order. I do. I'm like 75 million. Pat says, great week. Thank you so much. My pleasure, team. Does anyone else have any questions about what it looks like to continue from here? Why you would, why you wouldn't, why you should? Hit me with something difficult. Hit me with something challenging. I'm here for you. I can easily stay for a few minutes after, no problem. What can I do to pour into you? What can I do to show you the value? How can I convince you that this is the right move for you to spend some time, energy, effort in this company? We have the highest customer service rating of any stock market education company on earth. I don't know if you like good customer service or not, but that's something that's worth noting. And I love making money, and I love business, and I want to make more money with you, and I want to make more money together. So Craig says, when is the next Tesla Titans? The next Tesla Titans will be in October. Win says, this was my third school and I'll never leave it. Yeah, let's go, Win. I love it. Brooke says, how are you still standing after the extreme triathlon last weekend? It's a good question, Brooke, but it was last weekend. It was a week ago. So I trained really hard for it. My legs are good. I do get a little winded going up a flight of stairs. I'm not going to lie. I haven't worked out at all this week, other than the squats. And I'm going to get into an ice barrel tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. with some of my boys. And I'm going to do some stretching. I'm going to do some workouts. I'm going to get back at it on Sunday and Monday. Yeah, it's a very, very valid question. Luke says, thanks for spending me and my wife's 10-year anniversary with us in Jamaica. I watch your beginner classes. You're such a great teacher. Thank you. Oh, my pleasure, man. Joe Mendez, do you still have spots for the masterclass, the 90-day masterclass, Joe? We do. We do. I think we have 8 slots left. I texted 3 people today, but one of them I don't think is going to sign up. So I don't think it's going to be a problem, Joe. Amanda says, if you were to pick one swing trading strategy to start with, what would you suggest? Are you familiar, Amanda, with the 10 EMA strategy? Do you know that one? That is the one that I would stick with. Matt says, thanks for your program. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. David says, I took these 2 Tesla trades today because of Tesla Titans. RLT is definitely worth it. David, you did not take that second one short. Come on, dude. My man. All right. Hold on, David. Here's the thing. I want you to brag on this one a little bit, please. Please. What an animal. Oh my gosh. That's such a good trade. That's perfect. Welcome to the perfect trade, David. Very proud of you. Very, very proud of you. That's fantastic. B says, it's been an awesome week. Thank you. Can we have the link to donate one more time? I would like to donate to the cause that you guys are sponsoring. Yes, absolutely. I'll show you where to get that. If you go to reallifetrading.com and really just kind of scroll down just a little bit, you will have right here the Arrow Recovery. And I'm going to hang out with some Arrow Recovery members tomorrow. Here we go. I will throw that in the chat pane for you. B, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Ivo, I totally understand. Next 9-day course, probably sometime in January, my brother. January of next year. Totally get it. Any other questions about anything, ladies and gentlemen? I'm here for you. Okay. Wayne says you can donate anonymously too. Yes, that's absolutely a fact. For sure. Brooke, you're so funny. Yes, I'm getting the beard slightly touched up next week. Sorry, tomorrow. Tomorrow. Yeah, it's getting a little homeless. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much. You are amazing. Hope you enjoyed the free week. Thank you for being here. I love you tons. And until next time, love life, live life, and trade it. You rock. Bye.